Cam is now his last 6 starts, 1 earned run or less, and 39 strikeouts or 38 strikeouts. How would you describe his effort tonight, considering this was his first in the Subway Series and the season as well?
Par for the course. I mean, it's really good. He's throwing the ball incredibly well, filling up the strike zone. 9 more strikeouts and didn't quite finish off the 7th inning, but another just in command and control of the start.
He took those 2 comebackers. Is he okay?
He is. The first one that hit him pretty hard, it hit the bottom of the shoe, so it didn't hurt at all. So I was joking with him out there, we need to get him an L screen.
Thought the same thing.
Figure something out.
You scored 4 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the 3rd inning when Rice loses the ABS challenge and he starts it. What did you see in those quality of at-bats?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a hard time finishing off some of those rallies this trip. So it was good to see a lot of really good at-bats, starting with Benny there. Then Aaron goes the other way for the base hit. Belly with a really good battling at bat where he's able to get it down the line, and then Jazz comes up with a big 2-run hit. So it was good to see those 2-out situations, runners in scoring position where we struggled this week to break through there. Where you're up against Clay's been great, so you're up. It's going to be runs are going to be hard to come by. So to string together that level of at bats that inning to give us that lead was big.
Yeah, he gave up 2 runs or less in his first 8 starts of the season, and you guys put up 4 on him. One last one. Spencer, you talked about him before the game, how he's just been missing pitches, but his approach has been good.
Yeah.
And he gets those 2 hits, and he stung them. What did you think of his at-bats?
Yeah, I thought pretty good at-bats today, I think that's kind of been in line with what he's had today. Good to see him get results, and a big one there too, because again, just to be able to, that 4th run felt big there. Where was that with 2 outs, 2? Yeah. So it was just like, man, those are those kind of back-breaking hits a little bit, extend the lead. Felt important at the time, but a really good at bat to get that.
Right here in the front, doesn't matter.
With Max down, do you feel like there's more added pressure on Cam to, kind of pitching like an ace?
No. He is pitching like an ace, and I don't think Cam's affected by much other than going out and he expects to dominate and pitch well. So Max or not, I don't think it affects what Cam's got to do.
I'm also not sure if you know, but Clay fractured his tibia.
Yeah, I heard that.
On that play. Obviously, you managed him. Just what do you think of?
Yeah, I mean, that sucks. I just heard that 5 minutes ago, and he's obviously having a great start to the season for them, and has really made a successful transition to being a starter. So that sucks. I mean, I hate to hear that. Hopefully, I don't know what that means from a timeline standpoint, but hopefully he's able to get back at some point because he's obviously doing a great job for them.
Right. You joked about the L screen with Cam, but I mean, when he gets hit now, 3 straight games, I mean, what's your reaction in the dugout? What are you guys saying?
You kind of hold your breath a little bit, because the first one that came back to him tonight, it was hit hard, and you hear the noise, so you're kind of holding your breath a little bit, but then I realized it didn't affect him at all. It hit a good spot on the shoe that made the noise and everything. So, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what else you can do. Is hopefully he's had his fill of hard hit balls right back at him. It's hard for him to alter his finish to get in a better position. And by the way, he made a heck of a play on that ball down the line. I didn't give him a chance. Heck of a play. But, yeah, hopefully we can avoid those moving forward. But I don't know if there's anything we can necessarily do about it.
Right here on the end.
Boone, Ben Rice having a great season, 14 homer today, over 1,000 OPS. How you describe his season so far?
Awesome. I mean, he's been really really great at bats, consistent at bats from the start of the season, hitting for power, controlling the strike zone, hitting left and right-handed pitching. He's been one of the best hitters in the sport here, 6-7 weeks in.
Dave.
I was just going to ask you about that play that you just mentioned, Aaron, about the defensive play. He turns, fires it, and then hits the turf and
Then
like
fall-
stay
I'm
down
like,
there for a few minutes.
Get your ass up. I think he likes the drama of it sometimes too. Like he's a little bit of a showman.
Were you worried there for a second when he didn't
No,
get up
I
right
said
away?
get up.
Oh,
Chris, and then right here.
We asked you about Jazz in Baltimore with his offense. Just what did you make of his night tonight?
It's good to see. I thought the last day in Baltimore he swung the bat well. He had the double, hit a ball sharp to second that was more in line with who he is when he's kind of going a little bit. And then some really good at bats and a big one there. Again, in a week where we struggled to get that hit, like a 2 RBI single there to give us that 3-run lead was big. Smelled the hit on the first one up the middle. Good job going the other way in his last at bat. It's good to see. Obviously when he's going, he's so important to our offense, and he's a guy that changes the game when he's an impact guy when he's right. So I've always felt like it's a matter of time with him, and hopefully these last couple days are starting to move that way.
So the first run for the Mets was a solo shot from Juan Soto. You manage him. How impressive is it seeing a player like Juan Soto, not managing him, but seeing him on the opposing team and seeing how good of a hitter he is? Yep.
Kind of scares you when he comes up because he's not going to chase a lot, and you better execute. And Cam's throwing the ball as well as he is, and he's still able to, get on a mistake, and that's his spot, and I think this ballpark plays well for him because that 370 spot to left center, he's so good at getting the ball in the air to that left center field. That's where his power is so good. So, he's one of the game's great hitters, and he does it by controlling the zone and being able to hurt you at all fields.
If you don't mind me asking, sorry, how do you pitch to a player like Juan Soto? How do you execute? Because the play is to strike him out, but how do you execute? What are some things as a manager that you do to execute a strikeout or a ground ball from Juan Soto?
Come on, Cam. Come on. That's about the level of execution I'm given. So I'm just, look, obviously we have a game plan going in. You got the guy on the mound, strengths versus, spots you can go successfully against the hitter of that caliber. It still comes down to usually if the pitchers execute, even against the great hitters, usually the pitcher has the advantage. It's just, but you better execute against a guy like him.
Last one, Randy.
One more on Clay. After he gets hurt, he stays in that game and pitches for a while. What does that say about him? And did you see that toughness in him when you had him?
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a gamer. He's physically tough, but he's tough between the ears too. So, not surprised. I could tell he was hurting. And he's not a guy that's showing it a lot or trying not to show it, but you could tell, it got him good, but then even watching him move off the mound when he was walking off, I knew it didn't look that great.
Cam, how would you sum up your first Subway Series experience?
It was good, yeah. A lot of fun. Atmosphere was great. And the boys played great behind me, so it was a great experience.
Cam, do you feel any greater responsibility with Fried going out?
Again, it's unfortunate, he's the guy, so again, hopefully it's quick and he's back in the rotation soon.
Do you think that puts any greater burden on your starts at all?
Not really. Again, we have two of our big dogs that we're out. Carlos is back. Garrett's close, so again, as unfortunate as the situation is, it'll be good to get Garrett back in there and again hopefully the staff can continue to dominate.
What have you thought of all the comebackers over the past?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, left leg's taking a beating a little bit. Luckily today they weren't too bad, so yeah, not much I can do about it. That's just kind of where the ball goes when they put it in play. So I'd hope it stops, but it probably doesn't look too likely.
They catch out that ankle and the calf?
Yeah, the first one got the cleat, so it was nothing. Second one a little bit on the inner ankle, but again, I don't think it was hit hard, so I feel good.
Did you feel particularly sharp out there tonight?
Yeah, I felt good. Again, I don't think I had, my A+ stuff, but again, I was able to get in the zone and kind of dominate from there. So I think I did a really good job of just, mixing pitches and then, the guys behind me making some good plays.
Cam, how would you describe the defensive play you made?
Yeah, it was good. I kind of looked over. McMahon was back. I was like, all right, I got to try and get this. Again, it was just kind of falling over. So, yeah, good stick by Benny there.
When you're in a pitching matchup like the one tonight, obviously Holmes has had a great year. Just how important is it for the offense to put up 3 runs like they did? Just how much does that help you, in that third?
Yeah, again, offense has been elite, so it's big to go out there and put up a 0. Obviously, been a tough stretch of games, for both sides. So again, it's good to go out there and get the first one, and again, hopefully go for a series win tomorrow.
How good was it to see Jazz give you what he gave you?
What was it?
3 hits.
Oh yeah, he looked great. Jazz is the guy. So regardless of the start of the season, he's a great player. So yeah, it's good to see him go out there and get a few knocks.
Cam, is there something about an environment like this, big stage, New York, that you particularly like?
Yeah, again, it's fun. I think, and you're going to be a little bit, extra locked in for situations like this. So, those don't faze me, and I know it doesn't faze the guys around here. So, again, it's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Did you feel like today extra locked in?
A little bit, yeah. I think, I think you can notice when, you're going to be a little bit extra locked in. So, there's a lot of buzz around it. So, again, great atmosphere, and it was good to get the win.
Jazz, how did you feel out there today?
Felt pretty good.
What did you think of the way Cam pitched again tonight? Cam's kind of made it seem like this is the normal for him, but what is it like playing behind him?
I mean, Cam is sick. I mean, he goes out there and dominates every game, and you can see on the mound he gets hit, and it doesn't even, falter him or anything. He just goes out there and just keeps dominating.
Kind of expected from him at this point?
I mean, you could say we expect it from him, but we know how hard baseball is, so we all know that anything can happen, but you could say that.
What does it not like tonight do for you as you're trying to kind of get back on track?
I'm just going to keep the same mindset of trying to go out there and trying to win and not worried about what I'm doing. Just going to keep on trying to go help the team and win the game.
Those Grishams pants again?
Actually, there's Giancarlo's pants today. So, still a G. It works out.
Just taking game 1 from the Mets, what does that mean?
I mean, it's cool. The hometown, the in-town rivalries. I think it's pretty cool, especially seeing friends out there and families out there who's kind of in between both teams, yelling at each other, and I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, felt good about the at-bats. Felt like we had a good plan, and yeah.
I don't know if you heard, but Holmes fractured his fibula on the comebacker from you. Just how tough is that to?
Oh, I didn't know
have
that.
Be the
Yeah, it's the first I've heard of that. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. We work out in Nashville together, so it's tough to hear.
What was your first Subway Series experience like today?
It was awesome. I mean, the crowd was energetic, super loud, a lot of energy. I think it was awesome to be here and have the team get a win, and yeah, it was cool.
Did you see the ball hit Clay, or was your head down running?
I hit the ball, and then I saw it come back towards me. It sounded loud, and I was just running to first base. So.
How long have you guys been working out together in the offseason?
I saw him here and there in the past, but we started working out at the same gym with the same trainer. So this offseason more than before, but he's going a little bit earlier than me, so I catch him on the tail end.
Is that H2?
No, different place.
What impresses you the most about Cam when you watch him pitch?
Cam's such a competitor. He's in there and gave it all for 100 pitches, and did his job really well. Always attacking the zone, throwing a lot of strikes. So that was cool to watch.
What's it say for Clay that he pitched another inning and change after that?
Yeah, I mean he's a tough guy, workhorse competitor as well. He says a lot about who he is to go back out there again that next inning with a broken leg. So it's incredible.